Hey yo, what's up, JDs? It's your boy Yung6ix, Wagalobo on a spaceship, and today I decided to drop my 1 or 2 cents about Manchester United and mostly Erik Ten Hag. If you know me, you know I'm a Manchester United fan, die hard. I got the tattoo on my arm, actually the first tattoo I ever did in my life, funny enough. But yeah, I decided to drop my 1 or 2, and if you guys like it, I'm gonna continue doing a series about it called United Band. So if you do like this content, drop a comment below, subscribe, and let me know. So yeah, man, I'm gonna be, first of all, let me take off my shade, because before some people will say he doesn't see football with his shades on or something like that. People always have something to say, right? Yeah, man. So about Erik Ten Hag, I gotta say, I've seen a lot of videos online and a lot of people criticizing him. Some of them are constructive criticism, some of them are just ups, and some of them just don't see football from, I guess, my perspective, because from where I'm at right now, right is this way. And if you're looking straight at me, right is this way. So people can be right and still have different opinions. So I guess this is my opinion about, Erik Ten Hag's first season. I purposely did this today because I didn't want to do it after the Man City game, just in case that ends on a sour note, you know what I mean? And I think that wouldn't be fair, to judge him like that, because the Man City team is the best team in the world. And even though as Manchester United, we should be the best team in the world and we should be beating every other team in the world, I, as a fan, also know that we don't have the type of team that Manchester City has. Our team doesn't have the chemistry, and our team hasn't developed tactically as well as Man City have, playing on that one coach. You feel me? So I'm going to give him wiggle room on that. So as far as this season goes, the 2022-2023 season, I gotta say I've been really impressed with Erik Ten Hag, and there's a couple of things that I've not been impressed with. Hopefully I remember and I drop hints on them as well. I think he had a really good season, and he could have had a better season. Obviously, if he had better players, like, I feel like we could have been able to contest for the title if we actually had good strikers. Because if you look at the stats, Bruno Fernandes created more chances in Europe from open play this season, and and just above De Bruyne, you know what I mean? So like, that shows you that tactically Erik Ten Hag is doing something great. Credits to Bruno too for doing that. Bruno is also an amazing player, and he's really been very good for Erik Ten Hag. He didn't reach the heights of his goal tally that he usually does every season, but with those chances created, you could definitely tell that he was focused on playing as a team player more than trying to score goals or win games all by himself, like we saw him do under Ole. So yeah, man, with that being said, I feel like Erik Ten Hag had a really good season, really good season. For the first season adapting to the English Premier League with this type of team. Don't forget, this is very similar to the same team Mourinho said came second with, and said that was his best achievement in football. Very similar team, maybe even worse, because this guy didn't have Pogba. This guy didn't even have the likes of them Herrera, them Carrick, or even them Fellaini. Like, man had no such quality players. Even had a worse centre back on top of that. They didn't even have Bailey. I feel like Bailey would have done a better job than Maguire in the games that he first started playing Maguire in, because obviously he had to play Maguire, a big signing, which I don't get. It makes no sense, because for me it's always going to be wins over losses. I don't care about any diplomatic type issue going on about who you got to play, how much you buy a player. I feel like it's wins over losses, you know what I mean? So yeah, with that being said, I hope that Erik Ten Hag learns from this season as well about the Manchester United, the business side. Hopefully that changes when we get new owners. But in the meantime, I hope Erik Ten Hag does learn and realize that the board are not competent of making good signings. I mean, a lot of people have been throwing sticks on Anthony and saying, why would Erik Ten Hag spend 100 million on the player and whatever. Erik Ten Hag never intended to spend 100 million on Anthony. When Erik Ten Hag inquired for Anthony, I think it was between 40 to was between 40 to 70 million or so, 40 to 50 million or something like that, right? And then all of a sudden, Manchester United are paying 100 million for the same player. Don't forget, this is the same player Erik Ten Hag signed for 15 million euros to Ajax. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not gonna put the price tag on Anthony on Erik Ten Hag, and I think that's something that a lot of people get wrong. I saw one of the pundits, one of the legendary footballers, criticizing Erik Ten Hag, saying he didn't have enough, and it's the former owner of Crystal Palace, something like that, saying Erik Ten Hag shouldn't have spent. He would have had enough money if he didn't spend over 200 million in the summer transfer window. You know what I mean? And like, he had a point, and at the same time, he doesn't have a point, because this is Manchester United, bro. We blow the bag if we have to blow it to win. But aside from that being said, I'm not going to put that on Erik Ten Hag and say, oh, he spent 200 million, because with the type of manager Erik Ten Hag is and the type of club that he's coming from, rather, if he spent 200 million, imagine Erik Ten Hag spending 200 million in Ajax. Bro, just imagine that. Imagine the type of players that they're going to bring in. They're not going to bring the best stars in the world, but they're going to bring some of the best footballing players that can get a job done. You know what I mean? And imagine him spending 200 million consistently for 2-3 seasons in a club like Ajax. They'll definitely be like one of the biggest clubs in the world. And you could tell this by the kind of signings he made. His first signings were what? Eriksen, Malaysia, and Casemiro. Look at the bargain for those. Casemiro for 50M, bro. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. If Casemiro was English and he had even 1 year left on his contract, he'll probably go for like 80-100M. Like, with the type of player he is. 5 Champions League to man's name, man. Stop playing. You know what I mean? Like, stop playing. You know what I mean? You got that in for 50, that's a bargain. Malaysia, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce the name very well. My apologies for that. But Malaysia came in for 13M. Like, that's a steal. You know, it's obviously still young. I think he needs to improve on his positional play from what I see on the pitch. But then again, I don't know if that's the instructions given to him by Ten Hag, you know, to be all over the pitch or whatever. But I see the enthusiasm in him. I see he's a kid that loves football. He just wants to play. You know, as time goes on, he's going to grow, and hopefully he grows more in his defensive, pass, because I like the way he plays going forward. And I know with time under Erik Ten Hag, he's definitely, going to improve. And then again, another of his signings, again, Eriksen. Very, very good player. Very useful. You can see our win ratio when he plays, and you can see our win ratio when he doesn't play. This shows you that, these signings that he made are actually marquee signings. And also Anthony, a lot of stick have been given to Anthony. I'm not going to come here and back Anthony up like, oh man, he's such a great player or whatever. But yeah, I saw a developing player in Ajax, no lie. In my opinion, he was a 40 million euro player, which is not bad considering the fact that he came to Europe being a 15 million euro player, and adding, that's like 3x of your value, And I've seen what he did at Ajax. I've seen the way he played at Ajax. I'm not going to say he was a perfect player. It was miles ahead of where he is right now. But he was definitely 2 times the player that he is right now, Manchester United. And then again, this is his first season. Man has missed a couple of games to injury. Man is adapting to the league. Man is learning. Don't forget that most of these footballers are also kids. Sometimes we put a lot of pressure on them because of the money revolving around football right now and the demand in English football right now. Don't forget, like, he's still learning. He's still learning. Anthony is still learning, and I feel like he's going to be a very, good player going down the line. A lot of the mistakes he's making right now, Cristiano Ronaldo used to make them when he first came. Not that I'm trying to compare him to Cristiano, but even Bruno used to make a lot of mistakes as well when he first came with the Hollywood passes and stuff like that. But you see on that time, Bruno has improved. The chances created from open play shows you that it's evident that Bruno has improved. And I said this in the Man United pitching group earlier in the season, that Bruno needs to improve his game and be more of a team player, than he was, before Erik Ten Hag came. And that has really improved. And then for your first season, taking this Manchester United team to 2 finals, finishing third below Arsenal, or if I want to compare to Manchester United, they've played under their coach for, more than 4 years now. You know what I mean? They've won trophies with him before, and, staying below them. And City, arguably the best football team in the world. Nah, man. That is a good season for Erik Ten Hag. I'm not going to lie. I think it's a good season for Erik Ten Hag. And, if I was going to rate him out of 10 for your first season, normally I'll rate a coach who has been there, for a couple of years, and he pulled this off. I'll give him a 7 because of the trophy that he has already won, right? Now, let's assume that he wins 2 trophies. That goes straight into a 9. But for right now, because it's his first season, his first time playing with 90% of the players that he used, most of them who are not fit to even wear Manchester United shirts, I think it was a good season for Erik Ten Hag. And now moving forward, I hope he learns, like I said earlier, to do business with Manchester United, the proper way, and learn how they do business and see how incompetent they are in getting business done, the right way. You know what I mean? And hopefully it can influence their decision down the line and make Manchester United more for footballing side than a trophy side to play for. Because one of the things that happens is, once they approach these players and they approach these clubs, because it's Manchester United, I understand that, inflation comes into play, and things like that. It's understandable. The biggest, arguably one of the richest clubs in the world, people will want some back from it. But I believe like their kids, that if well scouted, they won't cost us just as much to play, for us to play like Manchester United. I mean, let's take Liverpool for example. Let's take a side like Brighton. I know it's different footballing dynamics, different style, different culture, different way of doing business, but they're getting some really decent players that get the job done, So hopefully Erik Ten Hag learns from that and tries to improve that, because the 100 million on Anthony, whether or not people see it from my perspective or not, they're still going to put it on. It's still going to be on Erik Ten Hag, because that's his player. Anthony is his player, so Anthony is his signing. I know he didn't get everybody he wanted. He wanted De Jong, he got Casemiro, he wanted Gakpo, he never got him. Now I think he's saying he wants Harry Kane, he wants Mason Mount. I don't know about Mason Mount, my guy. I don't know about Mason Mount, but I don't want to be too quick to judge, because to be honest, I didn't know about the Casemiro signing. When we first signed Casemiro, I wasn't too sure, because it's easy to underestimate what a central defensive midfielder brings to a team, especially when you're not a fan of that team and you don't watch as much football of that team. It's easy for you to underestimate what someone like Casemiro does in a team. Same way you can underestimate Rodri, because you're not going to see Rodri get the most assists or the most goals or the most goal contributions, but he definitely does a job. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, good job, Erik Ten Hag. Good job. I'll give you a solid 8 for this, with this being your first season, going to 2 finals, finishing third in the Premier League. Could have even won the Europa League if you had better players. So yeah, if the players we missed in the UEFA League were present, we had a full fit team, I feel like we could have done better, in that game. I remember the last game we missed Bruno Fernandes in it. I think it was the first one. Was it Casemiro we were missing? Or I can't remember who we were missing. And that game, though, to be honest, I got to put some blame on Ten Hag, because he made the wrong substitutions. After I removed a couple of players, there was no more character in the team, and we conceded 3 goals. That was on him. He could have done better then. But like I said, it's his first season. We're gonna take this for lessons, and I'll definitely take this for a first season from any manager. Finishing third, maybe we could have finished second, right? But first season, so I'll take it. So that's what I got to say about Ten Hag, my guy. So if you guys got any opinions, let me know in comments. You guys like this video, let me know. I'll make more of it, and I'm gonna call it the United Bunts, because it's all about Manchester. It's gonna be all about Manchester United and football I love football, man, as much as I love music. So that's it, JD's. My reaction to Ten Hag's first season, man. 6 way, man. Love.